What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rant, no hate. So, Adrien, the problem, Broner, has a problem. I told you guys before, Adrien Broner has become a journeyman. Adrien Broner has been out of action for far too long. Adrien Broner has lost his high-profile fights. Yes, he is a four-time world champion. And the sad part about that, people remember more about the fights he lost than those championships that he's won. And in his own words and actions, that's what I judge what I see and what I feel accordingly based on what I see and what I hear. This isn't about what someone said he said. This is the things that comes out of his mouth and things that he does. Example, if you go on Adrien Broner's Twitter, Adrien Broner says things like, I know I owe money, but I told you to pay that, Al. I'm good for it. Al, you got to keep me busy and keep me out of trouble. He's blaming Al. He's blaming Floyd. It's everybody but himself. But then he'll turn around in another tweet and say, I got to get my act together and stop, messing around out here wasting time. Then he'll turn around. I'm no longer fighting. I'm done with fighting. I'm a rapper now. I'm focusing on music. That's what my love is. Then he'll make another tweet saying, I'm done with rapping. People ain't loyal. Yo, I'm about to get back to this boxing. That's my first love. Then he'll go on in another tweet. It's somebody else at the helm of why he's not succeeding the way that most people think that he should or could have. So, where all this is coming from, he canceled. He pulled out of the fight with Omar Figueroa. This is the same Adrien Broner that not too long ago, he was being interviewed and he was like, I'm tired of talking. I'm just ready to fight. It's been a long, grueling training camp. Somebody got to pay for all this hard work, man. I'm just ready. I'm tired of talking. I'm ready. I wish you could fight tomorrow. I'm ready. Well, I told you guys, look at his body language. Look at his mentality. He's getting upset with people because they're asking him questions in a way of they feel for his health and his safety because they don't feel like he's going to be able to accomplish what he's saying. Look at your track record. You talk about what you're going to do. You're ready. Anybody can get it. African, Mexican, American, and then you lose. So, for him to not even understand that, he said to one of the people who asked him about how much time do you think he got left in the sport? He's, man, you got like, I'm like 65 years old or something, man. And he told one of the callers that called in, all right, you see if you can get here with me, see if you can go around with me. And it's like he's getting offended and upset, but you're losing these fights, and the thing is, it's not even like it's close fights. It's not even a Derek Chisora situation of you're losing, but you're losing close fights. This is a situation where you get dominated. The best thing he's done in all of his losses was he managed to get a knockdown against Sean Porter in the 11th round, a flash knockdown. And other than that, his fights are not even competitive. So he basically said he has mental health issues, as you can see in the beginning of the video. And he's not going to go in there and mess around and put his life in jeopardy. I agree with all that for someone that has mental health issues. But my thing is, you could not have possibly felt as good as you said you did and been as ready as you said you did, legitimately, just to turn around and a week before the week of the fight, you have mental health issues. Something has had to be going on throughout. Which leads me to believe that if he didn't pull out, he would have went in and lost to Omar Figueroa. And I just feel like Omar Figueroa has that kind of style that's always gave him problems, which is simply pressure. Let me say this. Mental health issues or not, I wish the brother well. Hopefully, he can get things together in his life. Adrien Broner, his toughest opponent is not Figueroa, obviously. It's not Josh Taylor. It's not Regis Prograis. It's not Teofimo Lopez. It's Adrien Broner. His toughest opponent is himself. When I tell you that he's done, I can't focus on ignorant people who, oh man, you just hating. That's the immaturity of this generation. The ignorance and the maturity of people young and old in this generation. If I tell my brother, my blood brother, hey, look, you need to slow down, man. You killing yourself out there. You're going to put yourself in a lousy position. You got mommy worried about you. You got pop worried about you. You got the family not knowing what's going to happen with you. You're doing a lot of crazy stuff, man. You need to get together. Oh, why you hating on your brother? That's what you're going to say? Oh, look at Aries hating on his brother. I'm not telling him that out of love, out of concern. I'm telling him that because I hate on him. This is the immature young boy mentality that people have. People can take how they want. But like I said, he's a journeyman. He's done. You put all that hard work in. He said it was a 6-month camp. And for 6 months, that's half a year. You've been busting your ass in the gym just to end up saying you canceled because you have mental health issues. But yet, you were so ready. You were ready to fight that next day. I'm tired of talking. I'm just ready to fight, man. And you mean to tell me within that little bit of time, something happened, now you got mental health issues and all that training down the drain? Look, that's part of what's been plaguing Adrien Broner ever since he started falling off, is Adrien, whatever is going on outside of boxing is always enough to distract him from what he claimed he loves, which was boxing, which was rap music. And all this stuff. I'm not getting into his wife leaving him and all this stuff, but for you to cheat on your wife, for you to do these things and put yourself in a position where, whenever you're a celebrity, people think when something goes wrong, somebody did something to you. They never blame the celebrity. It's like, how he didn't? I mean, if his wife left him for cheating, well, she's wrong for that. So, just basically, to put it all in a nutshell, Adrien still needs to grow up. And he needs to understand that in life, life after boxing, you can't fight forever. So even life after boxing, what type of position are you going to be in if you're going to allow yourself to constantly go through, I want to fight, but now I can't because of this. Oh, I got real life issues. Boxing is a real life issue, and that's how you were making big money. Remember, the things that you do can catch up with you. I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in that shit. I believe you live a certain lifestyle. You indulge too much and you get comfortable. You become complacent. Your guards are down and you get caught with something that you normally get away with. Remember that episode of a video, something he did? I think it might have been that About Billions episode, little thing he had going on. And you remember he took those $20 bills and like, yo, I don't know how these got here. Yo, I don't carry nothing but hundreds. I don't even know how these 20, the smallest I carry is a 50. Yo, I don't even know how this got here. Yo, remember that? Had the camera follow him. He took the $20 bills, ripped them up into pieces, and then flushed them down the toilet. Arrogance, ignorance, immaturity, stupidity. Now, just think, if that's the case, and you really wanted to show that you about that money, and you got money like that to waste, you know what you could have done? You could have said, wait, hold up, follow me. You could have went outside, walked up to somebody and said, hey, listen, I don't know you, but listen, hey, my name is Adrien Broner. I just like blessing somebody today, man. You could have took all those 20s and just gave it to somebody that could have used it, as opposed to you just being ignorant and arrogant and stupid and immature. Now, what's done is done. But my point is, from that time to now, you still see the temper. You still see the not him flaunt. He don't have money to flaunt now, but not him flaunting money, but just the whole, he want people to feel sorry for him. He like having yes men around him. You can tell. People don't like when somebody tell them, man, you tripping. You acting stupid right now. They don't like when you do that. So they have people around, yeah, man, we getting water and cornflakes. We ain't even supposed to be here. Yeah. And you see in this tweet what he put. If I never put the gloves on again, I'm a 4-time world champion. I believe I'm going to go down, in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, you're a four-time world champion. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody wants to take that away from you. But what are you doing now? As long as you're lacing those gloves up, you have something to prove in that ring. Not by telling us what you did. I've been saying this for the longest. And as long as you have fanboys who sit around, yeah, man, but you gotta understand, Adrien, he went through. No, you gotta understand. It's like, let me explain something to you guys. I grew up in the ghetto. And some of the people that I grew up with, I remember having a conversation with a guy one day, and he said, yo, Aries, you got lucky. And I said, what you mean I got lucky? How's that? Nah, this was his exact words. Nah, because most niggas, you know how we do, man. We die or go to jail and shit, nigga. Like, yo, you got, I said, first of all, I told you, watch your fucking mouth. I ain't nobody's nigga. Oh, no, my fault. I don't mean no harm by it. Yeah, well, I don't like that shit. Secondly, I want you to explain to me how I got lucky. No, I'm saying, like, because you made it out. I said, okay, as long as you're alive, every day is a day closer to death. You don't know. You can die car accident, stray bullet meant for somebody hit you, animal attack, building could collapse while you okay? In terms of you talking about I got lucky because I made a conscious decision to not be a drug dealer, to not do the things that y'all were doing. That was luck. My parents divorced and separated, so I didn't grow up with, oh, you had both parents. You had none. I had a whole lot of shit that went on in my life that I survived it, and like I said, I learned enough to understand right from wrong and know what I should and shouldn't do. That doesn't mean somebody could do something right now and out of self-defense, I might kill somebody in self-defense and end up in prison, even though it was things can happen. Not just because I left the ghetto, like, oh, nothing can happen. No. But my choices while I was there was different from yours. So how did I get lucky? And we grew up in the same neighborhood. And I kick your ass in the fight. So it's not like you some tough guy and I'm some mutt. No. So what does that mean? Everything always had to be some kind of tough. I want to prove I'm this. I'm gangster. I'm real. I'm about that life. And it's like with me, it was like, look, yeah, guys are ignorant. Grew up in a town where there was absolutely nothing to do. The basketball courts became drug infested. Syringes all over the place. Drug addicts all over the place. Shootouts, everything going on. Cops. I mean, it was nothing to do. Okay, so what I'm saying, when you make a conscious decision to change your life and do things different, you get lucky. That's a weak loser's mentality. So when you have people around you that's constantly, yeah, everything you say, because it's like, I want you to feel pity for me and understand I'm not where I should be because of everybody else, not because of my own choices. So with Adrien Broner, his story in life, if he don't get things together where he can have a steady income, where he can make big money or whatever it may be, for me, it's like, it's not about, how rich you are or aren't, but nobody becomes a boxer just to end up with okay money or back in the same place they started. You getting there because, people talk all this greatest of all time shit. Like I said, most of these fighters ended up broke. You didn't do that just because look at these fighters who end up with all scar tissue. I literally know people personally who can do that and this shit will start bleeding. They've been busted up so many times. Fucking nose look like it's fucking sideways. Your nose look like it's on their face sleeping. Okay? Lips all wide and smashed up. They face. That's why when people see somebody who doesn't all beat up looking, they don't say, oh, you don't look like a fighter. Because to them, a fighter's supposed to be all busted up in the face, cauliflower ears or whatever, and all that type of stuff. So, what I mean, when you look at the decisions that he's made and the trouble he's been in, and I mean, how many times between fights we didn't see in situations he's standing there in a courtroom handcuffed? Situation, even like with the restaurant situation where he grabbed the waitress because he thought she took the bag because his friend played a trick on him, and trick on him and all that, and he thought she took the bag. And it's like I said, for them to sit there, hi, he is funny, this dude is in trouble over nonsense. And it's like, the people that you around, man, you have to grow up. So, that being said, Lipinets is replacing, he's replacing Adrien Broner in this fight. And what's next for Adrien Broner? Who knows, man? because Adrien Broner has put himself in a position where, in all honesty, I think his team don't have faith in him. And I don't think he has hunger and desire. What I see in Adrien is he fight, and whatever money he makes, when that money starts to run low, it's like, okay, I need to fight again. And I just feel like they look at him and they don't see the hunger there. They want winners, not somebody that's just going to go in there because they need a check. So, can Adrien Broner get a job as a commentator? Can he do something where, like I said, where he can pull in some big money? Where he can pull in money and be in a position where he's living comfortable, and who knows? But he's going to have to get up off of that whole, I came from water and cornflakes, I ain't even supposed to be here mentality. And I get so sick of people hiding behind what they went through, because we all, like I said, we all went through shit. And the thing with me was, just like other people, you see me. You see I live right next door to you. You see my lifestyle is different. We come from the same place. But you in and out of prison, and I'm not. I'm beating ass out of self-defense, or you bothered somebody, you did something, violated someone that I love, and I see you. Yeah, okay, cool. And I handled my business that way. But the stealing cars, robbing people, beating up on women, and robbing someone at the ATM, all this stupid nonsense, like gangbanging, that wasn't my thing. I had beef with gangbangers. So it's funny that the negative things rub off on people, but they see you, he out here just like us. He ain't no punk. And he don't back down from nothing to nobody. He got a crew of dudes. If something happened, he got a zoo, a whole zoo of people that will roll with him to make sure he's good. But he's out here living his life. He's not indulging in this. Somehow that doesn't rub off, but the ignorant stuff do. So you have choices to make. And when I say Adrien Broner's a journeyman, he's saying he knows he's not done. He still got a lot left. He will be world champ again. That's in Adrien Broner's head. You're blowing chances. You just blew this chance. Wasn't he just sitting here making tweets and getting on videos, man? They got to keep me busy, man. Like, when I'm boxing, when I'm training, I'm good. It's when I'm not training, man. That's when I get in trouble. Like, you're 33 years old, brother. It's nobody's job to make sure that you behave yourself other than you. When Floyd was trying to tell you, that man got to come see me. He got to come see all this nonsense and talking out your ass and acting like, everybody, the world is against you, because Adrien Broner seems like the kind of person that he just wants to do what he wants to do. And he don't want anybody to tell him anything about what he's doing. When he go through something and he gets to the point he's burned bridges, and then I got to get my life together. You're not doing it to prove something to anybody. You're doing it because that's what you should be doing. That's the mindset that people should have. I'm doing what I do. I don't wash my ass because I don't want nobody to say I stink. No, because I want to be clean. It's what I'm supposed to do. What the fuck would I want to walk around with a stinky, smelly ass for? Right? So everything that you do, you're accountable for. So I wish Adrien Broner well. Whatever he's going through, hopefully he get his life together. He get, things straightened out the way he needs to. But it's going to come down to him having to apply himself. It's not going to come down to somebody saving him or giving him, no, you can have here to no. You have to earn your keep. And it seems to me like Adrien Broner just doesn't understand that. So whatever he's going through, as I said, hopefully he gets through it. And for, someone was saying, oh, what about with Figueroa? He the one called off the fight when it was supposed to happen in 2018. What does that have to do with now? And as I recall, he was calling Figueroa and Bitcheroa and all these names and all that, right? And now he turns around and does the same thing. We jump, just like with Ryan Garcia, running his mouth. It's like I said, Ryan Garcia was quiet. We haven't heard from him, and then all of a sudden he comes out with the mental health issues. Then it makes more sense, because why? Okay, well, the guy has been quiet. He's obviously been going through things. But you jumping on social media every time somebody fights, I'd have fucked you up, you a bitch, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you look terrible, you a shit fighter. We see you at other people's fights in front of the camera, and all this shit, and smiling and throwing punches and all. And then all of a sudden, mental health issues. So, same way, when people say things, I guess mental health issues is the number 2 biggest excuse, or the new excuse now, next to, I had some bad meat. That's why something came up in my system. I guess that's the number two, or soon to be the number one, the new number one excuse is for fighters to call fights off at this mental health issue stuff. So, um, whatever people go through, they got to get through it, man. Pity doesn't get you anywhere in life. Pity, makes people become alcoholics and drug addicts. Wanting people to feel sorry for you, wanting people to, hey, it'll be all right, man. Hey, you just misunderstood. No, you misunderstand life. You don't want to stand up as a man and be accountable for what you say and do, but life will kick you in the ass and stomp the shit out you if you don't learn how to stand up and fight back and fight for you and for those that's in your corner. And I know personally a lot of people that burn bridges with good people, but it's everybody but them. It's everybody else's fault. So we'll see how things happen. Hopefully Adrien get his life together. In all honesty, I'm not looking forward. I mean, if he can get it together and get back in the ring and fight and win and whatever, if he can turn things around somehow, hey, man, so be it. Hopefully he can. But for me, I'm not even looking forward to Adrien Broner fighting. I just feel like what's going to happen is going to happen. And I feel like he's a journeyman and Adrien Broner's done. I've said this several times already. And people, yeah, but this and this. People, he's 33 fucking years old. Anthony Joshua has 2 losses on his record, and you motherfuckers are talking like Anthony Joshua is like stick a fork in him. And he's been active. He just had 2 losses to 2 top guys. Adrien Broner, he basically, he's the same age as Anthony Joshua. So what's supposed to turn around for him? Okay, and let's not, let's be real. When you lose hunger and dedication, it's a wrap. I don't care if you can chisel your body up. I don't care if you can, talk a good game. But if you are not ready in here, and in here, you don't have that desire, that will to go in there and go to war, that hunger, it's over. Unless you're just going to play handpick, you're going to go move to handpick city and fight a bunch of fucking D-class fighters and talking, and accomplish what? You beat some guys that you should have beat. So, anyway, tell me what y'all think in the comment section. What y'all think is going to happen also with Figueroa versus Lipinets. Y'all think Figueroa is going to take that? This video was about Adrien. It wasn't about Figueroa, but, being that he was the guy he was supposed to fight, tell me what y'all think about Figueroa versus Lipinets as a replacement. Who y'all think going to win? How y'all think that fight's going to play out? What y'all think about Adrien Broner situation right now? Leave comments. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all in the next video.